Welcome back to the Sword of Truth podcast, the chapter-by-chapter reread of the Sword of Truth series with a dark craft brew on the side. I'm Jade, and I'm here with Nate and Aaron.
Hello.
Hello.
And as we peek under the door of chapter 15 of Soul of the Fire, nailed it.
Perfect. Hey, first time Jade. That's what
First
we always
time,
call you.
every time. Hell yeah. Yeah, we're just popping out perfect content over here all the time.
Poppin' perfect.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what we are.
Yeah.
Podcast of Poppin' Perfect.
Stick around if you want to
Yep.
hear some more. I was going to say see, but hear some more of that shit.
Yeah. It wasn't perfect, so you changed it.
Exactly.
Just pop it.
Yeah.
Yep. Pop that perfection right in there.
Anticipated.
Pop it,
Fixed
flip it, and reverse it.
Made it perfect
Make
ahead
it work
of time.
for you.
Content. Moment of truth. Done. Checked
Wow.
off the list. Hell yeah. We're cooking with gas here. So, last episode, if you weren't there, let me tell you what we experienced.
Okay.
Zed and Anne are faking fucking fakers.
Yes, they are.
And after a little cuddle time with Nissel and Zed, they are going to go head off and go their own ways to solve two different problems. Zed's going to go, not really solve. He's just going to check out the chimes because he doesn't know what the fuck he's going to do once he gets there.
Yeah.
And Anne is going to go possibly save, possibly annihilate the sisters that are with Jagang. At least that's the hope.
Yeah. Yeah. That was Zed's recommendation, was save or annihilate. I do remember that quote directly. Yes.
Yeah. And Anne actually, she knew that going in, apparently. She was like, yep, that's got to be the plan. So we're all on the same page.
That's why she was strapping her rifle to her back as she was packing up to go.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah. That's why she had the grenades all around her.
I will say, she did look very threatening in that black suit with the black skinny tie, John Wick style. It was pretty dope.
That suit makes a lot of people look good.
Yeah, that's makes me look good.
And honestly, pants are way easier to run in than them fucking robes. So,
Yeah.
blame
Just
her.
being practical.
Well, back to the kitchens with us.
Oh.
Yes, we are back with Fitch.
Fetch?
No. And I don't know if you guys know. Yeah, because last chapter you were like, oh, we're definitely going to be away from him. No, we're back.
Yeah.
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 So, Fitch is running around, right? He's doing his scullion stuff, which the word scullion, I've just been thinking about this. And when you write it, when you read it, it seems different than when you say it or hear it. It sounds very cool. Like the word scullion.
Mm-hmm. It's a fun word to say.
It's not cool. I don't know. There's something about that bothers me a little bit.
Well, it should bother you a little bit. Scullion, the definition of it is a servant assigned to the most menial kitchen tasks.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Low man on the totem pole.
But the word scullion sounds cool.
Kind of a fun word to say.
Like scullion and crossbones or whatever.
It is a little
You know what I
piratey,
mean?
but
Cross ladles, maybe.
Yeah.
cross ladles.
But he's a little bitch boy. So he's running around, he's grabbing more wood. While he's doing so, he does wonder what the minister wanted Beata for, because it seemed pretty obvious that he wasn't in trouble at that point, or she wasn't in trouble because she was blushing and all happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
And while doing this running around, he does notice that Brownie is still outside.
Yeah, he's been doing his chores for a minute.
It's been an
Her
hour.
horse is still there. Yeah. I'm sorry, Michigan speak for an hour is a minute. It's, you understand. But yeah, so she's been there longer than seems that she should have regularly been.
Yeah, because he has thought maybe the minister just had a note for Inger the butcher, but that's not going to take an hour. That's going to take a few minutes to pass the note, and she should be gone by now. He's like, maybe the minister is telling her stories. Women like his stories, you know?
Yeah, really talking about his long stories.
At parties and things, he tells stories. And sometimes the women just seem to be being polite because he is an important man after all. And you don't want to piss off somebody who could really mess your life up if you do. So it could just be that he's running his mouth up there and Beata's just sitting there quietly going, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? To be fair to him, that's what you want to think, right? It's the girl you like. she's up with a guy that she thought was cute, but is old. And you're like, yeah, he's just telling her old man stories. And she's just bored out of her mind.
Waiting
just
to
boring
leave.
the hell out of her.
Yeah.
She's only up there out of courtesy.
Well, we all know this guy, right? The guy who tells long, elaborate stories where every single one is either a story about how dumb the rest of the human population is, or the story where he's the absolute hero and everybody was in awe of this person. You know them. Yeah.
I don't know. Not one. Let me tell you, not one.
I don't think I have that person in my life.
Not only
Good
that,
for fucking you.
people know several of these people.
You think like everyone should have one? I don't have one.
You know how, like in the friend group, usually you have one person who's just a little more standoffish than the rest of the friend group. And if you don't know which friend that is, then it's probably you.
Yeah.
It's probably you, buddy.
I don't understand.
Okay. Well, we'll do it.
We're not going to try it. We're going to try it right now on that. So you would think that initially that thought would make him feel a little bit better. That maybe Bietta's just being polite. But then his little kid brain, man brain, I don't know, his brain, his human brain goes, girls aren't polite to me. Girls don't care about my stories. I like to tell stories about being drunk. Me and the guys think that my stories about being drunk are fucking hilarious. Morley thinks I am great.
I'm the greatest dude ever. Ask Morley.
Fucking girls, stupid ass girls, think I am just fucking dumb and stupid and fucking like Chambor.
This is red zone territory. This is why fucking Arthur Fleck thought he was funny, because his mom, well, no, she didn't really encourage him either. But, you know, you're encouraged by one person, go live your dream. And then you go up there and you make an absolute ass of yourself. And he's just like, well, my friends think I'm funny. Fuck it.
It's not me. I'm not the problem.
No.
People laugh. They're in other states. You don't know them.
Hey.
So after a dozen or so loads of wood, Drummond sends him down to the brewer's with a little note for the brewer. He takes it. He's super glad to get out of the fucking kitchens. It's getting hot in there. Things are getting it's getting busy. We're getting close to feast time. So it's just good to get out. Stretch your legs a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I don't blame him. Anytime I get an excuse to walk around at work, I do. We have a little chat box. I can chat anybody I want. If there's somebody on my level that I need to talk to, guess who's not sending a chat? I'm walking.
Oh, yeah.
We're taking 5 minutes to chat about this at least. I'm not sending you a chat. Fuck that.
I've worked in a kitchen long enough to know that, like, no. Oh, shit's about to hit the fan? Looks like trash needs to be taken out.
Yeah. Oh, I get my 10. I've been here 4 hours. I get my 10.
I go to the bathroom.
Oh, I would try to find a legitimate reason to leave for sure. But it was like, I'm out. As soon as someone says, can you run? My answer is yes.
Yeah. My go-to in the kitchen was always just look busy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, actually be busy if that's what it takes.
Yeah,
but, like, be doing something when people are looking for those volunteers. Like, somebody's got to mop this floor.
I am walking along Fitch in these shoes right now.
Yeah.
We are side by side here. Get the fuck out of them kitchens, dude.
Hell yeah. The brewer does make him haul in bags of hops, which... We love hops here. I mean,
hops are so good.
Not in the IPA way, but hey, brewer, good on you for doing your job. We appreciate you. I know you're not listening because you're a fictional brewer, but hey, good for you. And you know what? Fitch is happy to do so because he's like, hey, this is my price for getting out of the kitchens. I'm fine with hauling some bags. I'm good with it. When he goes outside to go grab them, he sees that Brownie is still fucking there.
Yeah.
So now it's bad. I mean, we don't get a...
Yeah, there's not a second
accurate timeline, but I would assume probably another hour or so has passed because we got dozen loads of wood and he went down and he's hauling up bags of hops.
Yeah.
Because she's not just like a normal diplomat or something. This is like a servant hanging out with somebody important for this long. That's fucking weird.
If someone is where they shouldn't be for a long period of time, that's probably not good.
Yeah.
Like, we can say it was the polite thing 30 minutes in. We can do the polite thing an hour in. A little over an hour, sure. 2 hours? I don't think it's the polite thing anymore. I'm sure that's the thing creeping into the back of his head.
Plus, I just feel like sometimes when there's, not trying to foreshadow, not trying to spoil the rest of this episode at all, guys, But sometimes when something bad is happening, I just feel like there's a innate human, I don't know, you get some weird red flag, something in your brain just goes, you know what? There's no reason for me to know that this is bad, but something in my gut is telling me that.
But you just know.
This is not, something's wrong.
Yeah. Vibes are real.
Yeah. And so I think that that's what's happening here is that there's nothing on the surface saying that this is bad. It's not his fucking business. He shouldn't even care at all. But there's something in his gut that's like, this is not right.
Well, I think like we talked a little bit about this before we recorded today. Fitch loves Beata. He loves him some Beata. So like, it's not so much a question of if something is wrong or not. It's more of not that that's his girl, but like, that's my girl. Where's she going?
Yeah.
What is she doing? I want to be involved in some way. Yeah. Or, you know, there's maybe jealousy. A little insecure because she's not his girlfriend. So he's just all about it right now, especially so because she's here right now.
Jealous and worried and just like, I just need to know.
Yeah. In close proximity with the girl that you really like and apparently don't see all the time, but like this is the high point of his week and now some strange shit's happening. So this is like his whole week right now.
Yeah.
Is going to be about what's happening today.
Right. So he heads back towards the kitchen once he's done with the hops. He figures, you know what? Drummond is going to believe that he had to help with the hops. He does that on a regular basis. And he's too busy to fucking check how many fucking bags of hops, how long it took. He's not going to go back and see that Fitch took this long. So he has some wiggle room here.
Yeah,
he
does have
feast
room time. So
to
chaos.
Play. Yeah. Drummond, nobody is checking his time clock and seeing where he is.
No.
So he decides, fuck it. And he goes up the stairs just outside the kitchen instead of going in and goes up towards the third floor where he saw Beata go.
The third floor, a spot where a kitchen scullion is probably not going to be found regularly.
He specifically says, or maybe not said, but the book says he's only been up there one other time, and that was in the last week. He's been working here for, I don't know if I write it in here somewhere, but 4 years he's been working here.
Yeah.
So he's only been to the top floor one time in the last week to bring a plate of food that he was specifically requested to bring up there.
And it's my understanding, because we talked a little bit about how the cook at the White House would say that they work at the White House first, right? And I just want to clarify, not that there's anything wrong with being a cook. I didn't know if people would construe that to mean the White House thing was good, the cook thing was bad. Absolutely not. Fucking cooks are essential workers as far as I'm concerned. But like, they have people that work the kitchen and make the food, and they have another set of staff that take the food and serve it to the people. They're not the people who actually make it themselves. They're the ones doing the presentation for dinner, right? So him being a scullion doing menial kitchen tasks is for damn sure not going to be the guy doing the food presentation.
Oh, definitely.
So that's why it's very rare that he's been up here and that he would stick out if anybody saw him up here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's just an errand bitch boy. So usually they would have like a servant or somebody bringing the food probably. It was just a one-off situation that he went up there probably even.
This is a stealth mission, and if you get noticed, you have to restart from the beginning.
Right.
Well,
to be seen is mission fail.
Well, yeah, well, I guess that would be the video game. I think it's probably not going to work like that this time.
Yeah. Well, and also it does notice that this is where the family quarters are. And so he goes kind of a little bit into the family history a little bit, like the daughter that used to live here was like plain. Everyone said she was not something to look at, really. She was sent away to an academy.
Is this the fucking Kennedys? Is that what we're supposed to be thinking about right now?
I don't know.
They were like, well, rich, popular, and in charge of a lot of shit. And then they had Rose. It was a whole thing.
I know
it's a bit of a conspiracy, but there's truth to it. But the point is that they're like, oh, well, she had to go away to academy or whatever, when in actuality, she was sent to a mental ward and she was fucking lobotomized.
Yeah.
This is the very washed way to say that had happened in the family. Potentially. Could very well be. She's just Little ugly, super smart, went to a really good school that super smart people go to. Had nothing to do with the fact that she wasn't, what was it? Just plain, not even ugly, just plain.
It says plain, yeah. Well, apparently, though, before she left, she did accuse a guard of something.
Oh,
and so
yeah.
he is in chains due to that. And there's only rumors about what it actually was, whether it was rape or looking at her, just looking at her. It could be anything.
Could have been eavesdropping.
Yeah, could have been anything. So that's all we know about her.
But the point is that there was an accusation.
Mm-hmm.
He is gone.
Yeah, and she is also gone.
And she is also gone.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah. Not gone permanently. She's just away.
Well, here's the thing.
She's on vacation.
Not gone permanently, but like, I haven't seen her around.
No.
That's all. We'll see.
But yeah, so he's going up to this area of the house or the manor fucking whatever the fuck this thing is, this building. He's going up to the third floor, family quarters, not supposed to be there. He does stop when he hears people chatting. He doesn't want to be caught.
Mm-hmm.
He is also thinking about how the wife of the minister is not seen ever either.
Mm-hmm.
Because she is a fucking bitch and she makes everybody tremble. She has a really shitty temper. She dismissed staff for just looking at her. We know that that's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
And people also say that she has a face like her temper, but nobody knows because apparently if you look at her, you're going to get fired. So.
Holy fuck. Burn.
Yeah.
That's boss wife burn?
Yeah.
Yikos.
Yeah.
You don't want to you don't want anybody to hear you say that at work.
Yeah, but how curious would you be? That's the thing. Rumors like that are dangerous because people are like, yeah, she's got a shitty temper and her face is just like her temper. But don't look at her because then you might get fired. But then you're like, but I want to see how ugly this bitch is.
Now that's all I want to do. Now all I want to do.
Man, you're not even that ugly.
Shit.
I can't believe I got fired for this. Gah. You seem quite pleasant, actually. I'm sorry that people say that about you.
Yeah, and you know what? If you got fired, then you're out on the streets and you have to beg. You have to beg for everything. You can't even get a drink on your own.
What a nightmare.
That would be horrible.
I hope that never happens to anyone.
Me too. And you know what? I am just I'm so upset by the thought of that I think we need to take a break and I need to get a drink right now just to like calm my nerves. So we'll be back right after this.
Nathan, what are we drinking today?
Let me tell you exactly what we're drinking today, Aaron. Of all the beers in the pack, this is the one. It's very G. It's got lots of top flight goods. Orange, tart cranberry, subtle hints of mulling spices, whatever that is. A little sour? You bet. Who knows? It's a gem. Hand me a crowbar.
Here.
Crowbar's up, motherfucker. It's also called silver tuna. That's got absolutely nothing to do with what I just read, but it's from Shorts Brewing Company, and it's a sour, and it's coming in at 4.7%. So it is
baby one
on the lighter side. And I gotta say, this is fucking delicious.
Yeah?
I love this to the top. I don't know.
To the top.
To the tippy top of my crowbar, of course, because we are going to break in this house right after having this beer. We're going to leave our DNA and fingerprints all over this place. It'll get sorted out soon enough. But until we get caught, I think this is an 8 all day long.
Damn, throwing it down.
All day long.
Okay.
Yeah.
8 crowbars?
8 crowbars.
8 crowbars. Okay, yeah.
Wow.
And 1 gold tooth.
Wow.
1 gold tooth. But that doesn't mean 9, to clarify, right?
To clarify, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's wonderful. I taste the cranberry, I taste the orange, and I got a little bit of sour. This is like, it's nice and light. It's crispy. I am going 9. I really like this.
Wow.
I like sours. I like my fruits. 9 crowbars.
Wow.
I know I don't know what it is, but the mulling spices, you can actually taste them.
Yeah. Now,
there's a little hint of like holiday spice.
I know that this is a crazy bearing the lead situation, but Jade's not here right now. Owen Wilson, can you please give your rating?
Wow. Listen, it's a testament to how different people's tastes are, okay? And I really can't believe this because, we have a lot of spicy beers we've had before. Like OCP.
Yeah.
Or SCP. Right? There's a couple of them that they got some spices in there.
Couple CPs.
You don't like them so much. This has spices. You like them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Interesting.
This is like a 4. Like a 3 or a 4 crowbars. Oof. Because I don't know if it's like the citrus. I don't know if it's a citrus.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if it. Yeah, right? That's why I was saying that.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Because, we're all just so different. And you know what? That's so beautiful.
It does. It works. Nate's 8 is the first W, and then we got your 4 in the middle. That's the O, and then we're back. The 9 is at the end. It's like it's a symmetry thing.
I guess I just figured out my Discord name. Just Nate. I'll just put an 8 on it. Call her good.
Wow.
Well, this has been wonderful, but should we maybe break back into the chapter?
I was thinking about using a zip line.
Oh, that's a good one.
Ooh. I'm going to sled down the stairs. I'll be right back. Is that me running up the stairs?
Hold on. Guys, I think I hear Santa Claus coming.
He's on the roof.
No, it doesn't sound like a roof, but it might sound like your feet on the ground. You're wild.
Is that Bigfoot?
I did a good job of fading it away. Fuck you guys.
You did perfect.
Eat a dick. My sound effects are great. Hi, welcome back. I'm so happy that you're here. You guys too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, earlier you clarified it wasn't us that you were talking.
But I am talking to you
specifically,
now.
Okay.
Not us, in fact.
Oh, this feels nice.
Yeah, full hearts for everyone. So, the women on the staff like to talk.
Yes.
As they do, fucking women.
Of course they do.
And they say that the wife of the minister, that big old bitch we were talking about before the break, she is sometimes not seen for weeks. And there are multiple rumors as to why. Either her husband beats her and she has black eyes because, she says shit that's just not what he wants to hear, which is hilarious, right? Or she goes off on a bender and just is
Only
fucking
one of us
drunk.
laughed, just saying.
Or she sneaks off with her lover and is just a whore for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So those are our options, but that's why she's not seen for weeks at a time. But also, I just want to throw out there that nobody's allowed to look at her, so how does anyone know if she's not seen, right?
Look, the only thing, you can't know if you haven't seen something until you see it to know you haven't seen it.
You're not allowed to look at her.
But I just want to clarify. What we do know is that in one scenario, parts of her are getting beaten, and in another scenario, parts of her are getting beaten. So
consensually, one way though.
Yeah. Yes, there are
there's
big qualifiers.
Yeah, there's differences
yes.
there. I just, in case you didn't know, Aaron, there's differences there.
It's a small one. I don't blame you for missing it, but there is a big difference between beat it up and beat up.
Didn't know if you knew that there.
No, I was just going for the joke.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Fitch, our favorite F-boy, stops on the landing with nobody around. He takes a moment to realize that he does not want to be caught and put out. And as he goes to step forward anyways, he steps on a pin on the ground.
Ow.
And realizes that it's Beatta's pin.
Oh.
I recognize
earlier. Yeah, that's seared into his brain. That's when he kind of sort of maybe saw a hint of a tit.
Top boob, right? Because she took the pin out.
Yeah.
Because the pin was for her dress.
Yeah.
I was still under the impression it was like mostly lower neck, maybe upper chest.
That's why I said sort of kind of maybe.
Low throat.
like the
Look at
idea.
that low throat.
Yeah, I'm thinking low throat.
It was the idea for a young boy. That's like,
basically her tits.
Basically saw her tits.
Great point. That is actually a very good point.
Yeah.
If he retells this story, he saw her tits.
Yeah,
full on,
100%.
Yeah. She said, "Let me take out my boobs while I fix your hand."
Yeah.
That's the story he's
going to
tell.
You. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And he picks it up. He's not sure if he should take it because he doesn't want her to think that he's spying on her, and he doesn't know. Like, obviously, that would tell her that he is. Which, first of all, he is.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, how'd you find this? Well, it's not because I was doing the thing I am doing.
Yeah, I am spying on you. Second of all, she was wearing it the whole way up, though. So, I mean, to be fair, you could just be like, I found it at the base of the stairs and knew it was yours.
Mm-hmm. When you fixed my hand, this fell. Here, it's right here.
But as we learn, Fitch is not very good at thinking up believable lies. But that just firmly puts him back into teenage boy category for me. I have a couple of them. So it just confirms to me that it might seem weird for an adult to think that these lies are even plausible, but that makes sense for a teenage boy because they think that they're smart and they think that they know that, this will be fine. It's not.
Yeah.
They're dumb.
Yeah.
They're real dumb. So he goes to set it down, but then right before he does, he sees movement from under one of the doors that's real close to him. It's not explicitly said that he pockets it, but it's not explicitly said that he puts it down. So I believe what's implied here is that he keeps the pin.
He just keeps it.
That's what I thought.
Which seems wild to me because you picked it up, and just because you saw movement doesn't mean you can't go.
Well, I think
let your hands go.
I think subconsciously he wants to keep it.
You're
it's
right.
Bietta's.
You're right.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I fully agree with that. He knows it's hers, so he would be happy to hang on to it, even just to be the guy that returns it to her. Oh, hey, I found your thing. Here you are. But I think what this is when you're doing something that you're pretty sure you're not supposed to be doing. Like you pick something off the ground. There's a gold brick laying on the ground. And then you reach out to grab it, and it's like in your hand, you're 3/4 of the way up, and then you spot movement. It is going to attract more attention for you to then throw it back down on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is more of a, fuck, I'm frozen. It's already in my hand. We're just going to play it off like this is no big deal. And hopefully nobody noticed what I just did. And I just got a new gold brick that is now in my pocket as I run very, very fast away.
I see.
Maybe. This is maybe.
Yeah.
Or he's dumb. Like,
Both.
you know.
But so he does hear what he thinks is Bietta and a man's laughter. Bietta's not laughing. He doesn't say that, but he thinks he hears her voice. He's like, maybe I could pretend that I just came up here to look out the window at the view. The wonderful view of Andereth.
Yeah.
This wonderful place that we live. That's why I climbed all the way up to the 3rd floor in the middle of a workday.
Yeah, while I'm supposed to be working.
In the middle of a feast.
Yeah, that will make
while
it
we're
so
preparing for a feast.
Yeah, I clearly won't get in trouble now.
They'll just yell at me. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about how people get kicked out for no reason. But this just, again, underlines that he's a stupid fucking teenager because he's thinking about the consequences, but he thinks that this stupid lie is going to work because he hasn't done enough stupid lies to learn that he's not smart enough to do that.
This did actually help me because as we discussed prior, I did not think he was a child on my read through. And once again, started this chapter, pictured a 30-year-old dude. I was picturing people in their 30s, and it was kind of about this part. And I'm like, no, Jade said something. This is like maybe a 10 to 12-year-old or something like that. And, you know, a little bit older.
I think he's like 14, 15.
And Bietta's maybe like a year or two older or something. Yeah. That's as soon as I had that reframed for me, I'm like, we're back on track.
Yes, because this is not an experienced person having these thoughts that this is going to work out for them.
Having been someone who was not in this exact situation, but in close situations.
I know exactly what this is. This is a younger version of Bruce Willis playing Butch in Pulp Fiction as he makes his way down towards the pawn shop basement. By the way, that song that was playing is called Zed's Dead.
Oh, really?
Didn't know if you knew that.
Huh.
Yeah, by the Centurions.
I don't think I did know that.
Except Bruce Willis is a lot more present of mind and grabbing weapons and things.
Yeah, but so Fitch is actually the young version of him from that movie where he gets yelled at by, God, I can't think of anybody today.
Marcellus Wallace?
No.
Christopher Walken?
Yeah, Chris Walken. He puts the watch in his butt or whatever.
Yes, he does.
That movie. That's what this is. It's kind of the same scene where Fitch is making his way to something. I mean, it's already been alluded. Not great.
Yeah.
You don't really know what you're going to see, but you're going there because, I mean, in the movie, Butch already knew what was going on, but Fitch is younger, more scared, not prepared to do as much physical violence, but is still walking into something of that scene.
Yeah, this is where he's up there. It's quiet. He hears Beata. He now hears whimpers, chuckling, and panting. See, that's a hard word to say in the middle of whimpering and panting. That's why I struggle with it. Okay. That's not the right word. It doesn't fit in the middle of those two words.
Yeah, this is an easy which one doesn't belong situation. Yeah.
But he goes up to the door and there's no keyhole, which, okay, that's fine. I don't know that I would. This whole thing is wild. Like, just the idea of being a young boy or a young person. You hear noises on the other side of the door and you're like, no keyhole. Okay, next move. Belly.
Yeah, in the hallway where you've already decided that it's best not to get caught.
I'll pretend I'm looking out a window.
So doing anything, we're going to look out the window from the floor facing the opposite way across the hall, which, if I remember correctly from earlier, about 10 feet fucking wide. So bullshit, you're looking through a window, kid. Secondly, what are you going to say when somebody comes out of nowhere and sees your head like smashed up against the door?
Trying to eat the door.
What happens when somebody opens the goddamn door? You're going to lose your nose.
If it's a push door, if it's an outward door, which I'm assuming it is, usually to a room, it's usually, well, no,
I'm thinking
I
a
don't know if
hotel
there's
room.
usual.
I think they might open in actually, but still,
most interior doors.
We don't know.
That's
Random
true.
ass builders in Tahara or Aiden Drill probably don't know that.
Yeah, do we know that for sure?
Listen, even a cabinet or something to look for things, but especially under doorways.
Mhm.
You know how I feel inside my body? Vulnerable.
Oh, 100%.
I don't want people to see me doing what I'm doing. And especially if you're looking under a door, everything about that in your body is just like, this is wrong.
Yeah.
I'm vulnerable. I'm on the floor. People can see me, which I guess speaks to the fact that he really wanted to see what was under the door and he knew that there was something. But, oh man, I don't know. It's so perilous to be up there even. And then he's just like, you know what I'm going to do? Splay out on the floor.
Yeah, I'm going to make it so
Wild.
I'm in the least movable position to move fast.
I would
We'll
think,
just full spread.
yeah, I would think you would maybe put your ear to the door and then,
While you're standing.
yeah, maybe crouch
Yeah.
towards the bottom.
Yeah.
Try and listen a little better. Can't get a whole lot. You know what? Fuck this. Not my problem. I am not going to get caught up here.
Yeah, move
I'm going to
on.
leave.
Yeah.
But no, Fitch, our lovely little Fitch, just gets on the ground. He looks underneath the door. One man is exerting himself. One man is chuckling. And a woman is sobbing. He can now hear this very clearly. He looks and sees that creepo fucker from earlier.
Hair cape.
He is, yeah.
Hair cape, not fur cape.
Not fur cape, hair cape. He's watching. He's
Yeah.
sitting in a chair
course
and
he
watching. And the great, wonderful minister is raping Beata. He's in between her legs, and Fitch immediately stands up and is like, what the fuck? And I do want to say it makes it very clear that even from Fitch's perspective, he doesn't seem to think that Beata wanted it even first. Like, I appreciated that there's no part of Fitch's perspective that makes it seem like he is like, maybe this is all
Totally
what she
consensual.
wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems from his perspective that he is very aware that this is a bad thing happening to her from the beginning,
Mhm.
which I appreciated because I feel like there's a very easy way to go, oh, maybe he didn't know. Maybe she wanted it. I appreciate that it's known from his perspective, even though it's spun here in a moment. It's immediately known that this is not a consensual thing that happens.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, this is fucked up, and backs up right away. Before he can leave, because he stands there for a minute going, okay, I'm just gonna fucking get out of here, because that's bad. He hears steps on the stairs below him.
It's already too late. You're already too late, Fitch.
Yes.
You already done fucked up,
Escape
Fitch.
route is blocked off.
You already done fitched up.
If they see if they see him, they're gonna know he was there. And he hears two women talking about how much tit can be exposed later at dinner.
Yeah.
And still be appropriate. Because they don't want to be inappropriate, right? But we want to just a little bit of nip showing would be fine.
As guy who openly says, love boobs, think they're great. Immediately after this scene, Fitch sees that happen to Beata, and then you hear these two ladies talking, joking about boobs, which is normally a great source of joy. Just sickening. Like, no, absolutely not. And furthermore, you're not allowed to go to dinner tonight, you dumb bitch. No.
Well,
what are you doing?
That's what his immediate thought was too. He's like, normally I would be super thrilled to hear that and be like, ooh, titties. And now he's like, ew, no.
But just the idea that, certain people, i.e. us now, the readers, people who know the truth and have seen terrible things go, no, this man is evil and awful, and there can still be a whole population of people going, no, he's the best. He's the fucking minister dude.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? And like, but he's fucking not, though.
Yeah. Oh, no, he's the tits. Oh,
yeah.
I know that people say that he did some bad
But
stuff.
it's just boobs.
But
No, it's fucking rape, and it's 20 feet away from you in a room.
And,
fuck off.
I mean, he joked about it, but whatever. Anyways, so one of these guys does mention that they want to catch the minister's eye specifically. Like, that's the whole goal. They want to be sexy for him.
Mm-hmm.
And their husbands would be honored for that to happen. Fitch thinks about how Beata already caught that guy's eye, so they don't even have a chance. One of the ladies does mention, though, that her husband is Dalton, so we get a little insight. It doesn't say which one. Like, is she the one that was like, I'm going to try and fuck the minister, or is it the other one?
Yeah.
But we do know that whichever one was involved in a conversation about showing her tits.
Mm-hmm.
So, just a little side note of information of characters we're going to get to know a little bit better later on. I think that maybe it's been a while since our lovely listeners got to know our advertisers. So I think we're going to take a little break, and we'll be back right after this. Hey guys, thanks for coming back. I know you don't actually want to hang out with those advertisers. I'm sorry. I love you. Thanks for being here.
We rescued you.
So the door opens in front of Fitch.
Mm-hmm.
And Creepo, his name is Stein, by the way. I like Beer Stein, which I don't think he should have that cool of a name.
Yeah, I don't like
such
it.
a
Stein's
bullshit
pretty
guy.
dope. Yeah.
He has a scalp cape, by the way. That's what the hair is.
The hair cape. Yeah. Not fur.
Hair cape,
not
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 fur.
fur.
Famously,
It
not
is-
fucking fur.
It
It
looks
is
like
people's-
hair.
It is hair. It is people's hair.
Yeah,
people's
'cause it is.
scalps.
Fun.
Yeah. Fun guy.
Maybe
Is
they were
this-
bad
Not
people.
a mushroom, but a fun guy.
What is it, Colonel Lando from Inglourious Bastards?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
Lando is... Oh, maybe he does take... No.
It's not Lando. What is it,
Calrissian?
Calrissian? Yeah. Not that guy. Different
yeah.
guy.
That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
who I thought you were trying
Yeah.
to reference.
No,
I'm like, he
yeah.
wore a cape, yeah, but
Well, Scalp Cape pushes Beata out and tosses her undies at her. And
I don't
then
need these. I want my scalps.
We're all laughing so much. This is such a happy time.
Trying.
And then smiles at Fitch along with a wink.
Absolutely fucks my brain the way that Fitch is caught looking at these guys, right? In our mind, they've just committed a crime and something terrible. And then the door opens and they look and they see this kid who is quite obviously looking through the fucking door, right? And then he's just like, doesn't bother me at all that you know what I just did. Like, how fucked is that? How dangerous is that?
Well, I think it speaks to their confidence in their position. They know that no matter what this kid goes and does and says, it's going to be taken care of.
They've got a cleanup crew ready and waiting probably to take care of this little situation.
Fitch doesn't know that, obviously. He thinks that these are still good people generally. But that's what this demeanor says, is that they aren't worried about it. It's going to be fine.
Well, I fucking hate it, just for the record.
Yeah, it's not great. The minister walks out, buttoning his pants, grinning as well. And the two of them head off to the library. They're going to go have a nice little study day. Probably some coffee, maybe donuts.
Maybe they'll sneak into the restricted section.
Oh, it's going to be fun and cute. It's going to be great.
I think I'll have scotch. Actually, scotch.
Fitch is standing over there behind Beata, and he hopes that she's not going to see him. But she stands and turns around and looks right at him, as you would expect to happen, especially in a book like this.
Yeah, absolutely every single person saw this coming.
Yes. Yeah. Well, to be fair,
Except
motherfucker,
Fitch.
You were laying on the ground in front of the door and you did not give yourself any opportunity. Like, no, you're not hiding. I've played Baldur's Gate. If you want to try and hide, you need to at least have something to cover you. Like, you can't just be like, hide in the middle of the lit area, or they will just turn and see you when they roll their saving throw. It's going to be really, or when you roll your saving throw, you're going to fail it.
There's ways to hide within the cone of vision, but to be honest, if you're in the cone of vision, you're going to be seen.
You're kind of fucked.
Going to be seen. Gotta find cover.
Yeah.
Absolute
idiot.
Fucking noob.
I've got a rogue that says otherwise, but that's fine. You guys can be wrong.
Well, Fitch is not like a level 10 rogue.
Oof.
Absolutely not. But
and he doesn't have any cool things.
Just so I can keep my record absolutely pure. None of the listeners can see me now?
No.
Record's 100 out of 100.
Wow.
Untainted. That's the way you would put that.
Taint.
Yeah.
I hate the both of you so much.
Fitch starts to say something to Beata, and she just fucking slaps him.
Big hit.
Which may not have been the right move, right? Because he was not necessarily going to say anything bad, but he was spying, and she was just the victim of a pretty traumatic situation that she couldn't take any anger out on the people who did it to her. So, understandable.
Yeah. She's got to be embarrassed just because that happened to her. It's a common thing that I've heard many, many times. People are just too embarrassed to say anything, and that just sits with them like forever. So she's got to be embarrassed. And then one of the people that she knows from her daily life is like right there staring. There's no way that she can cover this up to make herself feel a little better about it. And then, like you said, she's angry and embarrassed and shocked and emotional. And yeah, she swung at Fitch. It's not his fault, but he is the first person around her that she could feel safe enough to even
Yeah.
I don't really think she's mad at him. I think he's the safest thing around her, and she can safely let that out at him. And he's not going to retaliate and do anything, you know?
And he's the only person who knows about this now, and she could have kept it a secret.
But also just the difficulty of not really knowing what to say to somebody in that moment.
Yeah.
Like, I know what to say as a decent human being, maybe later, but when you're just like, that just happened to you. Holy fuck. I don't have the words, and I know that.
He falls to the ground after the hit because she hits him. She fucking clocks him.
Slugs
pretty good.
him.
Well, I think it's established she's not a tiny lady.
She works at the butcher. She has to haul some fucking shit.
Yeah. She got fucking, or he got fucking cold clocked.
Yeah. Well, I think that, not to harp, I don't want to stay here, but for a woman, especially a woman that has a little heft to her, it's not great to be like, there are two people who were able to overpower me and there was nothing I could do about it. That sucks. But yeah, he falls to the ground and then she runs away, which again, understandable.
Very understandable.
Yeah, go hang out with the horse.
Do
go
what you need
home.
to.
Dalton Campbell. I don't know. I feel like we've mentioned him lightly here. He's the aide. He's the one that came down and got Beata.
He's the assistant.
For the minister.
Yep.
He comes up to Fitch and helps him stand up.
Sorry.
I hate everybody here.
They're the good guys, remember?
You say that.
I just want to throw that out there. These are the good guys.
Yeah.
Here. The Anders.
Yeah, they're saving the Harkins. These are the good guys.
The Hakens are the
Hakens.
They're the violent, terrible ones. These are the good people.
You two do not want to get me started right now.
All I'm seeing is...
Read your fucking story.
All I'm seeing is content.
Well, Dalton comes up. First, he asks his name.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
You work in the kitchens, right? Weird. I don't know why I would see you up here on the 3rd floor. That seems weird. And he's like, oh, yeah, I was going from the kitchen to the brewers.
I really like this window, so I come up here sometimes to look at the window.
He doesn't even say his lie. He doesn't even say his
pre-prepared. He pre-prepared.
Fitch, buddy, what are you doing?
He says,
studied for the test.
He says, I had a note for the brewer, and I went from the kitchens to the brewer, which is not the 3rd floor. It's not anywhere in there.
No.
We've just been over this. If you're going to lie, lie good.
Yeah. No, he decided not to lie, in which he left himself open. And then, so Dalton's like, so I had no reason to see you up here. And Fitch is like, you're right. You're right. And so he's like, okay, so I didn't see you here. You didn't see anything here. Cool.
That's fucking awesome.
Cool. And then they have a little kind of talk about how big things could be in his future, with that type of attitude.
We've been noticing you, Fitch.
Real team player.
Yeah, that's what you seem like.
Need some team player action. Where do you see yourself in 3 to 5 years?
Hey, Fitch, we can really see you on our team. We think by you staying quiet, you belong on our team.
And you know what? I already had this talk with Morley, too. We talked about this, and
you already chatted him up.
He knows that being loyal and staying quiet really helps. Didn't he tell you that?
Mm-hmm.
Fitch never heard a fucking shit from Morley. That's his best friend. That's crazy that he would keep a secret like that from him. But he did. Weird. And
I fucking hate this so much. Yeah. This is your. Yeah, I don't want to necessarily call anybody out by name, but like this is a lot of companies, especially like corporate America, where they go, oh yeah, I think I see your name, Fitch. What was it? Never mind, it doesn't matter. On your small office door for middle management. Now, wouldn't that be great in 3 to 5 years? And then you bust your ass, and then it comes around, and they're like, oh yeah, that was a thing we said, because it wasn't about that. It was about getting you to shut the fuck up about the thing that you for sure didn't see, though, right? Okay, we're cool. Then they can just keep fucking you over forever.
And you can trust me more than your friend, because your friend's keeping things from you. We have a better trust relationship. I have a better trust relationship with your friend, so you should trust me more than your friend. So everybody should trust me the most. Don't talk to each other about it. Don't check each other's paychecks. Don't.
Yeah.
Don't talk about how much vacation time he has.
Fuck forbid you ever bring up how much you brought home in your bonus.
That's not allowed.
That's equivalent to a misdemeanor company level.
It's real fucked up. This is all just between us two here. So whatever we have agreed, that's above board. Don't look at him.
I'm sorry, it was my instinct the second you
immediately turned and looked at me. You disrespected your wife's command instantly.
Not like that. I can't help it. She's aware I can't help it.
It is well established that you don't like authority.
She knows in order to get me to not do something, she has to specifically tell me to do it. And she knows that if she really wants me to do something, she's got to look me dead in the eye and say, Nate, do not do that. And it will be the first thing I do.
It's just super healthy. So concern for Bietta gone. Fitch decides got to worry about himself at this point, because otherwise he's going to be out, and he does not want to be out. Also, that bitch fucking slapped me. So fuck her.
There's got to be some confusing feelings right now for Fitch. Like, he knows he saw what he saw, and that he shouldn't feel good about that. But then, like, if you squint at it, came to Biatta's rescue. Not really, like, it was too late, but he's there, and he can be like, holy fuck, that was awful. I feel terrible. Let me help you now. And hey, we don't have to go blow this thing up and let it, let's just get you safe and like medically fine first, and we'll worry about other shit later and just take it off her burden for a minute. So he could have helped even in that way. He didn't prevent it from happening. But like in Fitch's mind, he was there, and then she slapped him. He doesn't know why. But I mean, emotional outbursts. It was a terrible thing that happened. It all makes sense. Yeah. It's just very confusing. It seems like there's layers.
Yeah, well, you gotta look out for yourself, right? Dalton is like, so you were saying earlier that the sovereign should be protected above all else. What do you think about the minister? Fitch comes to the realization that the minister is probably going to be the sovereign someday. So by all rights, he should be protected in the same way. And nobody should be allowed to talk shit about them or, really mar them in any real way.
Yeah.
And that pleases Dalton. Dalton likes that a lot. And Fitch notices that. So he's like, cool, I just got to ride that line.
Because that reputation is important. And we don't want anybody to sully that pristine reputation with any true facts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Is it true if only some people are saying it? If most people are saying something else, isn't it different? Seems like it. So he's pleased, and he does finger his sword a little bit in front of Fitch, and notices that Fitch likes that too. So he's like, "Hey,
too soon.
You could have a surname and a sword if you wanted to too. You just got to keep riding that line."
Surname's a big deal, though.
Yeah,
that's the dream.
That's what he always wanted. So Fitch is gonna lean in.
Yeah. Fitch, you dumb fucking son of a bitch.
Also, he didn't get real tit earlier, and he got a slap. So can't blame him for not taking the woman's side, right?
I'm going to go out on a limb here. He didn't get the tit, but he got the shaft. Yeah, well, that's me done, I think.
Well, you know what? This chapter ends with Fitch just aching to get drunk. And I am also aching to continue my descent into drunkenness. So I think that is going to be the end of that. Unless any of my cohorts have any wizard notes and prophecies for our dear listeners.
I'm prophesizing that I don't know if I'm going to be able to look Nate in the eye for the rest of the night.
I think you will.
Nah, you just did.
No,
that was 2 seconds.
No,
2 seconds.
Yeah.
Tops.
Yeah.
No, my wizard note was this chapter was fucking terrible. It's the worst. I'm angry at Zed still from the previous chapter. And now I'm thankful that Fitch is curious. Ultimately, it's best that somebody knows. So then, this is not a closed incident. I feel like there's going to be resolution, but I'm upset with a lot of our characters right now, and I don't like it.
Well, you should be. To have the main guy, the head guy in a society that is going after young women that he doesn't need to, there are plenty of women who would be ready and willing, and instead they are going after people who are not ready and willing with their friends and laughing. Yeah. And, when they're doing things along those lines, I think it's fine to be upset. That's our truth.
That is the truth. Fuck those people.
And
that's the truth.
We would love to hear yours. Write to us in your journey books at podcastatt or find us at podcastatt@gmail.com. That's a full email address right there. Or find us on any of our social medias.
Glug, 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 glug.
If you would like to support this podcast.
Missed it.
And here's some more super uplifting, happy content. Find us over on patreon.com/podcastatt, where every tier is the fucking happiest tier. That's all for us, friends.
Thank you all so much for listening. We'll see you real soon.
Bye.
I still say I didn't look at you. Nope. Not doing it. Nope. 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 Nope.
I can do this all day.
I don't think we have time.
You have pretty eyes, though.
Damn it! Got him.